storytelling is a way to build interaction in social media and help build trust. One of the other projects we've been working on over the last 10 years is morphing ads in websites. Now this is a little bit more in the realm of targeting. So there's a whole literature and practice on targeting. Who should I direct this ad to? So you've probably seen this many times yourself. In Gmail, if you use the word wine, you'll suddenly get ads for wines. If you buy a bottle of wine somewhere, you'll get ads for corkscrews. So these kind of behavioral targeting based on what you did is a well-developed field. Huge interfaces at agencies to collect data, metadata, and do that. What we were doing in morphing was the next stage. Okay, targeting tells you who to talk to, morphing tells you how to talk to them. So every customer has a different cognitive style, and they would like to be spoken to in a different way. So someone who's very analytic in cars wants data. They want engineering data, they want technical specs. Someone who's more visual, holistic, wants the image pictures. Now, if this targeted ad comes to them and they're analytic and you show image and pictures, not only won't you get much effect, you might get a negative effect. On the other hand, if they're very visual and holistic and you show them a lot of technical detail, they kind of say, I don't want that, give me the big picture. So morphing is designed of trying to measure people's cognitive style based on their clicks on the site, and then experimenting to find the best message to target to them. So like in our GM studies, we would have 10 different messages, and we would do real-time machine learning adaptive testing to see which ad was most effective for which cognitive style. So this was a kind of a project looking at, I think, what is really current analytics, market experimentation, large databases, real-time, individual targeting, but more behavioral communication based rather than just what you did last on your last click. Yeah, it's a very interesting cognitive literature, and one of the questions you have to do is, in your market, what typifies the cognitive style? So usually you do a market research study with a lot of style-based questions and then factor analyze it and kind of get these dimensions. For example, other dimensions besides analytic, holistic, the visual, verbal ones, risk proneness, adversity, how you deal with complexity, your needs for quick, impulsive decisions versus very deliberative, long-term decisions. So probably the biggest ones we found are impulsive, deliberative, analytic, holistic, visual, verbal. But it does depend a little bit on the category. Your cognitive style to buy a car is different than your cognitive style perhaps to buy a shampoo, which may be more impulsive. However, brand may be much more important for your shampoo because you want to do it fast. Car, you have a brand prior, but you might want a lot more analytics to kind of modify that prior based on the complexity of 300 cars to choose from. Yeah, this is one of the abuses of targeting. People say, oh, whatever you bought, maybe you buy two, but that's pretty dumb because not many people are going to buy two chainsaws. So that's really an example of bad targeting and probably also bad messaging as well. They might give you the same ad as they give everybody else. It'd be much better to be smarter and say, oh, you bought a chainsaw, let me tell you about repair services, sharpening your chain, getting oil for your things, safety tips, and so forth. It all goes back also to this trust dimension. If you're really pushing these kind of, all right, well, maybe the odds are they will buy a second one, is really dumb if you're trying to build trust. You really have to be intelligent. So you don't just sledgehammer through targeting. You kind of look at your customers, their style, their relationship. So this is where we're going, I think, with big data. Looking at bigger clickstream databases, modeling more what this is, having a sense of not just any purchase, do this, but what is the purchase? What is the process? So I think although targeting has developed, I think we're only on the verge of really making morphing and targeting deliver on the trust promise for customer experience.